Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now, the South African Local Government Association and South African Sports Confederation Olympic Committee are convening a national conference in Bloemfontein to address pertinent challenges hampering sports development in the country. Other issues that will come under the spotlight include identifying long-lasting solutions to increase access to sports facilities and strengthen working relations with other relevant structures within local government. Now, to tell us more, we're joined from our Bloemfontein studios by SALGA chairperson Miriam. Miriam, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for giving us some time here on Morning Live. What inspired the national conference, and who's it aimed at?
Okay, first let me introduce myself properly. My name is Miriam Lehlokwa. I'm the Executive Director, Community Development from SALGA. I'm standing in for the chairperson of SALGA, Councillor Manyoni.
Okay, so if you can answer my question, what inspired the national conference and who's it aimed at?
What inspires the national conference is that in 2012 we had a municipal conference with the Department of Sports and Recreation, and this year during the SALGA National Members Assembly, resolutions were taken with regards to sports development and implementation and access to facilities in South Africa. So what inspires the conference today is the implementation of those agreements and resolutions that were previously taken.
What was the, after those agreements and resolutions were taken, you're talking about the inspiration of the conference. Why a conference now to look at things that were agreed upon and that were meant to be implemented?
The conference now, because we took resolutions, today it will be the first ever consultative session where we'll be revisiting resolutions and coming up with action plans for implementation at municipal and district level.
The importance of having access to sport facilities, we often talk about the role that the future generations or young generations can play in developing this country, but I think one of the most important things and one of the things that stand out for me is the fact that they need to have access to sports facilities.
Yes, according to statistics and research, really more than 80% of South African youth are still not having access to sport. They are not participating in sport development. And that is actually unacceptable. That is why now this consultative session is important. It's actually long overdue so that we can address those issues.
Let's talk about that conference very quickly. Some of the stakeholders that will be present, that will be part of taking, as you said, those resolutions forward, who will you be engaging with today?
Today we'll be engaging since yesterday with SASCOC, and it's SALGA and it's the Department of Sports and Recreation. Minister Fikile Mbalula will be addressing us. And we also have Mr. Tokyo Sohale representing the Global Watch today. He will be in attendance for the conference.
And I think the other interesting, important thing as well is that the fact that this will, after the action plans will be put in place today, the discussions around the conference, when do we actually see the rollout on the ground?
The rollout on the ground, emphasis yesterday from the president of SASCOC was that as we're leaving today to going back home, to our provinces, to municipalities and districts, we must be living with a clear mandate as to what exactly needs to be done. So, like I said from the beginning, that this is long overdue. When we go back, we must really be starting to implement the programs that we'll be agreeing on today, including the declaration that will be signed.
Miriam, thank you very much for joining us from our studios in Bloemfontein, and there's a interesting conference that will be looking at just some of the challenges that is hampering sports development in the country. We take an ad break in again.